the fuel tank. I mean, we cannot, even if you just something, there is no way that we can now take out the fuel. But we just recommend record where it is, and then this will be taken in account. We can show you later in the calculation.
And the consequence of having water on board will be that the boat is heavier, and that will make her more stable.
Depending on where it is.
I mean, the whole target of this is to calculate the righting moment and the vertical center of gravity of whole boat coming from that. So this boat, I would expect that VCG is around the water line because it's more fluid rated, heavier, and not so big keel. And then when you find the VCG, whatever you put above the VCG, you are making the boat less stable. Whatever you put below, you are making the boat more stable.
But then
but also when the hull sinks, you get a wider waterline, you get a wider...
but because then you have to understand the difference between righting moment and VCG. Because you can have, if you have a heavier boat, you can have a higher righting moment for the reasons you just said, but the VCG may be higher because the weight added is above the VCG.
What is influence if you have some liquid in tanks resurface of the river?
That depends also how the tank is designed.
How
of
it's
course,
designed, and that was discussion what we just had in the super yachts, where you have a bit different situation because you are recording every possible liquid in the tanks because it's impossible to do on the super yacht. And then there was a designer asking why we do not take in account free surface moment. But then to define the free surface moment, you need to know the shape of each tank. For this purpose, it's really not needed. Before going, there are a couple of numbers that you have to check with your rating officer, or even if you have the existing certificate, you check within the existing certificate. The important numbers are where we are measuring the freeboards, so SFFP and SAFP, and where we will put the spinnaker poles on which we will hand the weights. These spinnaker poles go on the LCF or longitudinal center of flotation, meaning that when you put something, the boat will just be synced parallelly, will not change the trim after and forward. These numbers are given us on the certificate. We printed it here. For this boat, SFFP is 0.39. It's always measured along the center line, and then perpendicular you are finding the points on port and starboard. And you are always doing port and starboard and take the average. And LCF is giving in two numbers. First number is also given as longitudinal along the center line, and another number is giving just if you take the tip of the bow and then you go diagonally to the place where you put the spinnaker pole. So there are two numbers. You may always take for a reference J measurement just to know where you are, but basically these are the four numbers. And as we were talking yesterday, for any particular boat, is always you have to check with the rating officer where exactly is the freeboard point, because on this boat is, for example, is on 45 degrees. We will show you. Maybe that on some other boat, theoretically, let's say that if this boat is coming from the mold always like this, it would be probably wise to set up the freeboard point here. Because if this point is always coming from the mouth, then you know that this is exactly that point. But then you need to know that the freeboard point is here. That's all this is.
Or also the one where there is the chain plate of the headstay, which is something that comes from the mold as well.
Yeah.
But this depends on the original measure of the hull. And so if the boat is already measured, you don't have a choice. You don't measure the freeboards where you want to. You need to measure exactly where they were placed on the object.
Okay, how in our case indicates where there is
You call if you know that you are measuring the boat, you call the rating officer.
Okay, but we have this case, yeah?
And we have this case. Go on the boat, I will show you. So take first thing yeah, first thing you need to find where is we are on at 0.39 from
Okay,
the
we can measure on in the length direction, yeah? It's not a problem.
here. Again, we can try to tell you. Okay, so you see where it is. Someone was smart enough to put it exactly here.
Okay.
You know.
So
this is your place.
X
So
direction is not a problem, yeah?
yeah. Then you have to go perpendicular to this. First you put something along the center line, and then obviously someone put something to the
Nasz Wojtek, nasz długopis.
So we know that X direction will be somewhere here.
Yeah.
This is first
This is the first one.
forward.
Forward. Measure always like this from here along the center line.
Okay, but my question is, okay, I understand what you want to say. My question is, theoretical in euros, it will be some share point, yeah?
Yeah.
But if it's not marked like in this case, how we can be sure that the point in offset file is in on the shell? Because it doesn't have to be on the shell, yeah?
Yes.
It can be somewhere here, for example, yeah?
If there is no generally in 90, I would say 90% of the offset files go to the tree line.
Okay.
So you only if you check and if you get the specific instruction, it's not there.
If there's a comment.
There's a comment or something. So basically, when you find that okay, you know there is no mark point, you see this is very 99% that you go right. You take this and you find where this should be. So now it's always a problem.
Zoran, you want to rip or?
No, it's okay. Can you see from other side? Where I'm touching. So now, and I would also recommend, where is the Lucas owner? It's always good to punch this and to mark this point.
Yes, I will.
Permanently.
He's away, but I think he just getting
And
coffee.
then when you know that this is the thing. Now we go on the stern. On the stern, usual place for the freeboard point is at the beginning of thrust. But you always have to be careful to check if it is it. Because currently we have 96. Always, everything, all the you can measure, but also if you see the offset file, you will see that it's exactly on the. Not in all board. In any case, usually, so it's the point always where you have the beginning of the transom.
Okay.
And usually, normally, if you go centimeters aft and forward, the difference in height will not be so much. I mean, it's you are
long.
What?
In the height?
No.
Long.
You don't need this. You just why you are checking here.
Because a lot of guys is on the one
Doesn't
board,
matter, but
but our 45 degree is not exactly 45 degree, yeah?
Okay. So I come to this side to.
And in this case, I think it really does matter.
And you do the same thing.
Ако тази точка на трансума е максимално задна, те не трябва ли да се мине леко напред? If the transum is flat,
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's just this point from where you are beginning from the
if
transum.
it is
It will also be this point.
no
mean,
need to have distance from the transum.
Always need. I mean, you always have to check where it is.
Yeah.
You always have to check where actually.
If it is at the very end of the boat, no problem.
It's no problem. It may be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's just a question where we put.